Good morning. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. This is just, I wanted to do a woo-woo, well it's not woo-woo, but this is just my favorite things to do when I feel like I need a reset. Oh my God, do I need a filter today? Let's see, oh no, that's too much girl, no. I don't like any of these. Why are these so crazy? Thursday morning, that's fun. Ooh, no. I mean, that's like washing me out. What is happening? There is no other one. Good morning, hi. Can I just get some sparkles? That's cute. What are these sparkles? That's too much sparkles. Oh my God. What about this one sparkle? It's early. My coffee has not kicked in yet, y'all. I don't know, dude. Whatever, we're going with that. Okay, so I start off with my doTERRA On Guard. I mean, first I like wake up, obviously, yeah. But this is just like the first few things I like to really do to get started and get ready for my day. And if, you know, maybe yesterday was weird, I try to just let that go. And oh, On Guard is for protection. It just helps with, like, I just imagine it as this invisible protecting shield. So in one of my reels I talked about putting it on my face in my primer before I do my makeup, right? So yeah, but you know, I've made my coffee, which hasn't kicked in yet. Cheers. And in my coffee I put MCT oil. I don't necessarily, I mean, that's like whatever brand I have. I don't have a particular brand that I like, but I do like an MCT oil in my coffee. And then I put turmeric for inflammation. Usually if I did a workout or I taught and I'm sore, I just like to do that to help my muscles. And then ground cinnamon, because I like the flavor. And I'm gonna do a few yoga stretches and all of that in a moment. But yeah, anything that you can put towards badges would be helpful. It's kind of like a little tip in my tip jar as I'm sharing my tips. Oh, a tip in my tip jar as I'm sharing my tips. So now, I don't do this every morning, but today I was feeling kind of puffy. This is my rose quartz face roller, and what I like to do is I usually like to keep it in the fridge and I just massage my face. I don't usually go this fast, but I'm trying to just do like a complete capture of all the things that I like to do if I'm feeling like I need oh my God, if I need to wake up, if I need to do a reset from the previous evening. And this just feels really nice. You know, from when you're like frowning at people all day because they're stupid. You know, I feel like everybody can relate to that. Don't mind me while I massage my face. But yeah, these, I don't remember where I got this one, but I know I've seen it at Target. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love these. I just massage around the eyes really slowly and carefully. Under the eyes. And in this, like, this center area where I normally, if people are being crazy, that's the first area to like crunch up, right? Yo, it feels good. Okay, so anyways, after I've done that for a little bit, I don't think I need to say this, but I usually start my mornings with water. So I wake up, the first thing I do is have a sip of water, and then I usually do like a forward fold. We'll do that on the mat in a second, just to stretch out the hamstrings and release the lower back. Let the shoulders release, just because, you know, any tightness that might have accrued while you were sleeping. Oh, and then I have this in my diffuser today. It's Island Mint. Yum! So I'm gonna turn that on. I like having just the coffee scent when I wake up. But then after that, when I start moving, if I get on my mat, then I want to put my diffuser on. My diffuser is real cute. I'll show you the diffuser real quick. Wait, can you see it? There she is. Oh my god. There she is, Miss America diffuser. Anyways, that was that was crazy. Okay, let's go to the mat. All right, but it smells really good. It's like minty and coconutty. I know that doesn't sound like it goes together, but it goes together very well. All right, let me have some more coffee. Now, typically when I do go to my mat, it's not like as I'm drinking coffee, because that sounds horrible for your esophagus, you know. But just for the sake of doing this live and sharing my quick tips, I'm going to show you what I do on my mat. It's usually just a quick sun salutation with a little stretch. And I have my crystals today. Like I said, the title says Woowoo Morning Reset, right? So I've got my flower agate and my rose quartz. These are the themes I want to focus on today. And these lovely crystals are from Desert Valley Crystals. Really love that company. All of their crystals are beautiful. They do lives a lot. Their packaging is just, there's just so much love coming from the crystals and the source of the product. So I'm gonna put those on my mat, and first I'm gonna spray with some cleansing spray. How fitting. Cleansing aroma. It's Alpine Fresh. I don't know. It's rosemary, peppermint, and eucalyptus. And I usually, when I get out of bed, will spray just over my bed. And I get up and I do my thing. But just don't ingest it, right? But for today's purpose, I just sprayed it over the area of my mat so that it can just smell even more yummy while I'm stretching. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you with me. Hi, good morning. We're gonna come to my mat. Put my crystals on my mat. Let's see, I'll put you here. So what's really cool, it might feel like the sun is in your eyes, but that's kind of nice with this window. I have these rainbow reflectors, it's privacy stickers on my glass, and it shines through, and so there's like rainbow reflection on the floor. It's really cool. Maybe should I scoot you back a little bit? Yes. Okay. So sorry for the sun, but I feel like that'll help us feel like we're outside, you know? So I'm just gonna come onto my shins, sitting. You don't have to sit like this if that's not comfortable for you. I'm gonna show you side profile. So my feet are pointing back, and I'm on the tops of my feet. Head stacked over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips, and then just letting your hands relax on your lap. And you can let your eyes close, focus on the center of the forehead, the third eye, your drishti. That was the area that I was massaging with the rose quartz face roller. And while I'm sitting here, I'm just kind of collecting my thoughts. So I'm rolling my shoulders forward, up, back, and down, and I'm just thinking about my manifestations, what I want to work towards today. You can just take a moment to think about that for yourself. And the whole time really breathing from the center of the body here. So when we breathe, we don't want the shoulders to raise up like this. I mean, you can. I usually will have students inhale and bring the shoulders up towards the ears just as a visual reference and as a way of feeling like when they drop and exhale, they're really releasing something. So it's not just, you know, you're not breathing from here, you're not breathing, bringing the shoulders up, but just as a visual of letting go and releasing, you're inhaling, bringing the shoulders up by the ears, and then exhaling, releasing it and letting it go. Now, if this position isn't comfortable, or if you just even want to switch your feet, you can tuck your toes underneath. So I'll show you side profile. Tuck the toes under. This one can be really uncomfortable, but it's really good for flexibility of the toes. So working on that flexion of the toes. And then you want to keep the heels together so that you're stacking right on top of the ball of the foot. I like to do that as a counter pose. So if I was doing the first version before, then I'll switch so that I can work on the toe flexion. And again, if this is totally not comfortable for you, then you can sit crisscross applesauce or however you feel comfortable. So I'm going to slowly come out of that and start to come back to facing forward. In the background, you probably can't hear it, but I have some 528HZ binaural beats. You can use whatever you like, whatever feels like it connects or resonates with you. I typically tend to go towards that because it's for abundance, and yeah, you can read into it more and pick whatever type of HZ you like, but that's what I usually have in the morning just to kind of move the energy around. And from here, I'm just gonna come to a tabletop position. So palms flat, your knees are right underneath your hips, and you're just going to take a few cat-cows, rounding the spine. Let the head drop. Feel that stretch, upper back, mid back, lower back, and then as you inhale, you're arching the opposite direction. So this is cat-cow. And you want to relax the face here. So we don't want to raise the eyebrows or wrinkle the forehead because we just rolled it out with the ruler, right? Arch the other way, cat pose. You're exhaling. You can even take a few stretches side to side. And then inhale, cow, relaxing the face. And I'm just pointing my toes to the back wall. And keep going at your own pace. Cat. And cow. And while I'm doing this, I'm keeping the shoulders down, away from the ears. Keep going. And again, don't feel like you ever have to stop in one position. You can always move through. Like, there's ways to get deeper into certain positions and just feel a little bit more stretch as you move through it. And then from here, sitting back into your child's pose. So you're gonna sit your seat back towards your heels, and your feet should be pointing towards the back wall. You're walking your hands out long, and you're gonna let your forehead just rest on the floor. And as you breathe, feel your rib cage expand. And just by doing child's pose or balasana, you should feel your heart rate slowing down. It's a pose to produce calming, so you should be able to feel that as you hold and just breathe there. I'm just doing a few rocks to open up my shoulders a little bit. And then walking my hands over to the front left diagonal, I'm just gonna get that side stretch, taking my head with me just a few inches over to the left. Through center and then over to the slight right. So same thing, I'm trying to get that side stretch, taking the head with me over to the right slightly, and relaxing again on the floor. And then coming back through center. Now I usually do this one after I've done like a few planks or downward dogs or something that have worked on the arms, but I'm just gonna do it to open up the shoulders of the upper back a little bit. I'm gonna keep my left hand forward, take my right arm, scoop it underneath. I'm going to look towards my left. Let the right side of my head rest on the floor, so my arms are making like this cross. And then I'm just gonna gently pull the shoulders down and relax here. On the next exhale, I'm sliding my left hand in towards my face. I'm gonna push into the floor to lift up gently and then switch sides. So now my right arm is forward. I'm gonna take my left arm, scoop it underneath. I'm turning my head to the right, letting the left side of the head rest on the floor. And you should feel that in your upper back, the trapezius, the deltoid on that left side, that's the cap of your shoulder. On the next exhale, slide that right hand in towards the face, pressing into the floor to lift up carefully, and then we're gonna come carefully into downward dog. So from here, I usually will just take my hands forward, tuck my toes underneath, and send the hips up towards the ceiling. Now, since it's the first downward dog of the day, I'm gonna pedal through my feet and just kind of shift my weight. So I want to get those calves, like the Achilles tendon, all warming up. You can hear the clicks in the ankles. You'll probably hear the clicks in the hips and the knees, but we're just trying to wake everything up, right? It's morning, might be first thing in the morning for you, and we're just trying to get all of the joints, the lymphatic system, the digestive system, the brain, the heart, all ready for the day. So I'm just pedaling through the feet. I want to get the calves stretched out, the Achilles tendon stretched out. If you're going back to work and you wear heels, getting those ankles, the Achilles tendons, the toes, all stretched out. That's my knee. Okay, so from downward dog, right? And if this ever feels like it's too much of a hold, I love downward dog, so I'll stay in it for a long time. If it feels like too much of a hold, then you can always come down, but we're gonna come up. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling. This does not have to be high, okay? I'm just trying to get the leg moving. I'm gonna bend through that knee, start to make big circles. Ooh, there's that hip hop. Ooh, again. Okay. And then I want to go the other way, other direction. Keep releasing the neck. So I don't want to hold my neck up as if I'm trying to see the front wall. I'm looking through the legs to the back wall. Pedal the feet a few times, back through center for your downward dog, and then left leg up towards the ceiling, bend through that knee. Big circles. And then we're gonna go the other way. Good, coming back through downward facing dog. Take Balasana, child's pose, and just relax for a moment. So take some of the pressure off of the hands, off of the arms. Just breathe. If your arms are really tired, you can always slide the hands back towards the feet. I suggest turning your head to one side so that your neck doesn't have too much pressure. You can always turn the head the other way too to get that other temple. Okay, and then we're gonna come back through center. So from here, I'm gonna come back through downward facing dog, but I wanna come into pigeon pose. So from downward dog, I wanna take my right leg up because we started with that one. I'm gonna bend through that knee, take it underneath, turned out. So I wanna get this nice stretch in the glutes. And then I can take my elbows down, shoulders down here, or I can, if I feel comfortable enough, let my forehead rest on the mat. Now, if that feels really intense in the morning, work your way into it. You can just kind of sit here. You can even stay up with hands assisting, but maybe start here, and then after a few breaths, start to come down here. And then when that feels okay, then you can go all the way to laying flat, or you don't go all the way flat. So the gluteus, medius, and maximus are all getting a nice stretch here. Those are your 3 layers of your glutes, your tush. Your inner thigh is rotating out, and there's a stretch there. You should also be feeling this in your hip flexor on that front side of the left leg, the straight leg that's back. So shoulders down. We're gonna take one more breath here. You have the option if you want to, you don't have to, but you have the option to come up and then take same hand, same foot to stretch out that quad. So what I'm doing is gently guiding my left heel towards my left glute. You don't have to do this option. This is just, I like to get the opposition of the muscle to stretch out because we're doing the glutes and the hamstrings, and we're gonna switch sides, so we'll get the other side of this left leg in a second. Good, release it. Carefully, take your time, come out of your pigeon pose or Rajakapatasana, tuck through, so I'm in tabletop right now. I'm gonna tuck my toes, Send the hips up. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. I'm going to send my left leg up. Bend through that knee, take it underneath, turned out for my pigeon pose or my Raja Kapotasana on this side. Now, what I just did was an adjustment for my leg because I know that I can go a little bit deeper into the glute. I don't suggest that if you're not comfortable with this position already. Don't go hard in the beginning, okay? This is supposed to be a nice, gentle stretch. You're gonna feel it in your glutes. Again, that inner thigh rotation, and then you take it to whatever level. If you need to stay up, cool. If you need to come down to go deeper, or eventually if you wanna lay all the way flat, feel free. But take that time to work towards it. You might not wanna lay all the way flat right away. Shoulders down here. So we always wanna think of keeping the spine long, the neck long, and breathe. The glute stretches can be really intense, so we just want to breathe through it. Slow motion breath, just like we did in the beginning. And just like with anything else, try not to think about the actual pain necessarily, you know, breathe through it, but try to think of your manifestations or whatever it was you were starting to focus on at the beginning of your practice. As your muscles start to release, if you feel like you can go deeper into the pose, feel free. If not, totally fine too. It's just whatever you do on one side, try to replicate it on the other side. We're going to take a couple more breaths here. This pose is really great if you have sciatica. It's a pose that you can gently practice to help alleviate some of that squeezing of the sciatic nerve. So, if you did this on the other side, you're gonna do the same on this side. You're coming up and then bending through that back straight leg. Same hand, same foot. So my right hand to my right foot. I'm going to gently stretch the quad. So I'm just guiding my heel towards my glute here, stretching that out. Shoulders down and breathe. And again, breathing through any stretch that you do, so you're not holding your breath, you're not forcing anything. It should all feel nice. There might be some pressure or tightness, right? But there shouldn't ever be any sharp pains or extreme discomfort. So take one more breath here and then release that. We're going to carefully come out of, slowly, this pigeon pose, Raja Kapotasana. Take a moment in tabletop, maybe shift side side, just to kind of massage the glute area that you just stretched out. Then we're gonna pass through downward facing dog, tuck the toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, you're up. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings, and then from here I'm gonna walk my feet to my hands. So I'm just forward folding. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about coming, like I roll out of bed and then I go right into forward fold. So I just feel, I mean, maybe not the best for everybody to do, but I really like that stretch in the hamstrings. And then I like to feel that release in the lower back all the way to the base of the skull. And you can even interlace your fingers behind the base of the skull and lengthen the neck and just feel that stretch there. If it's really intense, you can slightly bend your knees, but you might want to, you know, just let yourself release there. I like to move through the shoulders, roll them a few times, forward and back. And then if you really want to go a little bit more deeper, a little bit more deeper, you know what I mean, it's still early. Opposite hand, opposite elbow, and just let your head release. Oh, that feels so good. And maybe take a few rocks, side to side. Nothing too sharp here. We're just trying to release the spine. Finding that breath, that deep breath in through the nose and back out through the nose. I could stay in this position all day. Not the best for you to stay there for too long just because of, you know, being upside down, but it's always great to find that inversion since we're upright all day long. But if that's feeling like it's too much, you can always bend through the knees. I call this just like a moving squat. So your knees are turned out to the sides and you're just kind of shifting, opening up the hips. You might get a nice hip click there too. Hi, good morning. I can't tap the wave to you, but I'll wave from here. And this is just a nice position for the ankles too, for the Achilles tendons to get a nice little stretch. I'm not holding them up, I'm letting my heels just hang to the floor so the Achilles tendon gets a nice stretch there. Okay, coming back. Oh, back to parallel. And letting yourself hang again. Now, I'm going to take a slight bend in the knees. I'm going to let my head be the very last thing to stay down and then roll through the spine to come up. And we're not worried about what this looks like. We're just kind of shaking out the upper back, the head, the neck. And we're going to come stack everything on top of the feet. I drooled on myself a little bit. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Take a moment. Remind yourself of your intentions or your manifestation at the beginning. Just remember to bring that with you throughout the rest of your day. And that's just kind of what I do in the beginning, especially if, you know, it's been like a rough couple of days or what have you. I don't do a practice for too long. Wow, this is very close. But anyways, I like to get focused before I have to go and do a bunch of work stuff and go about my day. So that's a nice little reset that you can do. You can do it at the beginning of the day. You can do it at the end of the day. I like to do it at the beginning because it just helps me feel grounded and it helps to remind me and focus on what it is that I want to do throughout the day. So hopefully that brought you some value. I will try to keep going live maybe once a week. I'm not sure what a schedule will be like or look like yet, but I'll let you know here on Instagram. You can also follow me on YouTube and you can follow me on Twitch. All of my handles are the same, at Chocolumpia. YouTube is actually Chocolumpia Lessons, and so is the podcast. But yeah, thanks guys. Bye, have a good day. How do I end it? I guess we'll just hang out until I stop it. I guess I can hit the X. Okay, for real, bye.